Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about the Republican Party in 2024 and whether or not Trump is still viable. Because somebody sent me a message asking, do you think Trump is still a viable candidate in 2024 given all of his legal troubles? That's really not the question anymore. Barring something very bizarre happening, Trump's political days are kind of over. As far as getting into office. But he's still a force. He's still the face behind Trumpism. It's not a question of whether or not Trump will be viable in 2024. It's a question of whether or not the Republican Party will be. The Republican Party is running out of time. They have to work to get rid of the extremist elements within the Republican Party before the midterms. If for lack of a better word, again, if the Sedition Caucus, if that crew, and everybody knows who I'm talking about, if those Trump-aligned candidates, if they take power without Trump in office, then it becomes increasingly likely that when they don't get their way with the establishment Republicans, that they split off into a third party. And if they do that, they will be able to sustain it for quite some time. They'll fall into an echo chamber. There's money that will come in, and they'll be self-reinforcing. You only think they're in an echo chamber now when they are totally split from the Republican Party and they've won some races. It will take years for that party to kind of fizzle out. And during that time, the Republican Party's a zombie. It's not gaining majorities at the federal level. It's not getting where it needs to be. It's not a question about Trump anymore. It's a question of whether the Republican Party can show the courage to take control of its own party and adjust some of these talking points. And the thing is, you have candidates showing they're willing to back up. If you look at, I think it was Blake Masters, all of a sudden, they've got a very different view of women's health issues. It's wild. It's almost like they've received the message that trying to strip half the country of their rights isn't a winning campaign strategy. The website has been amended. And that just shows when you're talking about something that's that deep-rooted, if they're willing to amend their views on that, they'll be willing to on other things. But the Republican Party, those politicians who have been around, they have to start leading. Not the American people, that's just a bridge too far, but within their own party. They have to start leading the other politicians. And there are some major names in the Republican Party that have flirted so much with the MAGA movement that they're kind of seen as part of it now. And sure, if it breaks away into a third party, they might have a leadership role in that party. But I think they also know that it'll be short-lived because there's only so long that it can last without Trump in office. There isn't another character who is going to be as compelling as he was. So that party, from the moment it starts, it's going to be on the decline. But if the Republican Party doesn't take control before the midterms, that crew of Republicans that wins their elections, that are really loyal to Trump rather than loyal to the Republican Party or, even the country, they will view it as their chance. And when they become disaffected with Republican leadership and how politics actually functions, they'll split off. And they will carry a significant portion of the Republican base with them. The Republican leadership has to show some backbone. And if they don't, they're going to regret it. And Lindsey Graham's prophecy will come true. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.